We've got a really intense topic on the table today, COL. Douglas Macgregor's take on whether we're edging toward a full-blown global conflict. It's almost like a deep dive into the warning signs of WWIII.
Yeah, man, it's that heavy question that just makes you pause and think. We, huh? It really gets your mind racing, yeah?
Exactly. What's striking is how Macgregor unpacks a bunch of global flashpoints, like shifting alliances, strategic military maneuvers, even the subtle signals we see in everyday headlines to illustrate that tension.
Right, and his tone is almost like a wake-up call. It's clear he wants us to notice these signs, but I wonder, is it a bit too alarmist sometimes?
That's a good point, yeah.
And, with that background, every point he makes carries weight. But do you think, like, all these details might sometimes overwhelm the audience?
Possibly. It's like his discussion is layered. On one hand, he's pointing to historical flashpoints and drawing parallels. On the other, he's weaving in current events that have massive global implications. It's a lot to absorb.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's framing a scenario where the red flags are everywhere. But I gotta ask, don't you think this constant emphasis on conflict might sometimes risk polarizing views instead of prompting constructive debate?
That's a fair challenge. I mean, sure, if you focus solely on the imminent war angle, it can push the audience into a state of chronic worry instead of questioning underlying issues. But honestly, wouldn't you say that sparking intense debate is part of what really drives progress in public discourse?
Definitely. And consider how the video is presented. It's a live stream, right? With nearly 175K views, it really shows that people are hungry for this kind of in-depth perspective.
Exactly. The live broadcast format adds an extra layer of immediacy. It's not just a prepackaged message. Viewers are engaging in real time, asking questions, dropping comments. That interactive element really underlines the urgency behind these global flashpoints.
Absolutely. It's like being part of a dynamic discussion, kind of like a real-time classroom on international relations. But here's a thought. How do we balance the necessity of being alert to these signs with the risk of overreacting, yeah?
Yeah, that's a tough balance to strike. It's like when you're driving and you see the check engine light, it's a warning, but it doesn't always mean you're about to have a breakdown right then and there. Macgregor's message is meant to warn us, not to paralyze us with fear.
I get that. In that analogy, though, sometimes drivers overreact to that light. So maybe the real challenge is interpreting these signals wisely.
Right, and the way he connects the dots, from military strategic moves to these broader historical precedents, is designed to, force us to question what we're taking for granted about global stability. It's like every little maneuver could tilt the balance, you know?
Exactly. And it's not just the military movements. There's this whole ecosystem around it. I mean, the metadata itself, the view counts, comments, it shows that his perspective really resonates with a lot of people hungry for answers.
And interestingly, he isn't the sole voice in the conversation either. He's sharing this stage with voices like Judge Napolitano, which brings in a kind of legal and historical dimension to this geopolitical analysis. That cross-pollination really makes the debate richer.
True, but don't you think that sometimes blending so many perspectives might dilute his original message? It could, confuse the audience on what to really emphasize?
Perhaps, but I'd argue that the diversity of viewpoints actually pushes us to look deeper. The debates that arise, whether in comments or live interactions, help clarify which signals are genuine and which might be overblown.
I see your point. It's like a balancing act between alarm and analysis. And speaking of analysis, I was struck by how he draws historical analogies, comparing current flashpoints with patterns from past conflicts. It really forces you to sort of examine the patterns over time.
Yeah, and it's like he's saying that history rarely repeats exactly, but often rhymes. The clues from previous conflicts add a sort of gravitas to his argument about the present state of affairs.
Exactly. And that comparison is super effective, really. Like when you see a pattern that reminds you of your own past mistakes, you naturally start questioning if you're headed down the same road.
Right, and it ties back to this sense of urgency. The discussion isn't just academic, it's a call to scrutinize the strategic moves happening on the world stage right now. You see shifts in policy, arms buildups. It's all interconnected.
And while these shifts are happening, I sometimes wonder if we might be interpreting every tactical move as a signal for impending doom. Isn't there a risk of projecting too much onto every event?
That's a solid point. Yet, I think Macgregor's strategy is to raise awareness. Even if not every maneuver leads to conflict, understanding the potential triggers is, far better than being caught completely off guard.
It's about staying informed and prepared, right? And being part of this global dialogue means we all, in a way, contribute to the broader awareness, which is essential for peace.
Precisely. And his use of live streaming amplifies that effect. With real time engagement, viewers get to dissect and debate every piece of information as it comes. It really creates a dynamic forum for discussion.
Absolutely. It's like being at a round table where the conversation never stops. And the more you listen, the more you realize that geopolitics isn't black and white. It's a spectrum of shades, each demanding its own care and analysis.
Yeah, and in that spectrum, Macgregor's insights serve as one of the more provocative shades. Even if some might find his predictions a bit stark, they force us to examine and, question the stability of our world order.
Though I will say, I think there's room for a more balanced view too. Sometimes we need to challenge the notion that every flashpoint is a harbinger of disaster. There are countless diplomatic efforts and quiet negotiations that rarely make headlines.
Right, that's a compelling counterpoint. Politics, especially the kind that's loaded with military insights, is definitely not one-dimensional. And while Macgregor might lean towards highlighting the dangers, it's up to us to also look at the mitigating factors, right?
Exactly. It's that tension between the possibility of global conflict and the resilience of diplomatic strategies that makes these discussions so vital.
Absolutely. And as we think about the future, his take reminds us that vigilance is necessary. It's like keeping an eye on a storm brewing in the distance. Even if it never hits, being prepared is key.
And it underscores why platforms like YouTube, with their live debates and layered discussions, are so valuable. They bring these complex topics into a space where they're dissected and challenged in real time.
Yeah, it's all about stimulating a conversation that's multifaceted. Macgregor's content isn't just about speculating on WWIII, it's urging us to engage with the underlying currents driving our global political climate.
Right, and that ultimately is what helps build a more informed public. Even if some parts of his argument might be seen as overly dramatic, the conversation itself pushes us to critically evaluate where we stand on these issues.
Exactly. And that critical evaluation is vital in times when geopolitical tensions are so real. Whether or not we're on the brink of something as catastrophic as WWIII, understanding these dynamics helps us navigate our future more wisely.
Absolutely. In the end, it's a balancing act between being alert without being paralyzed by fear, a call to stay engaged and to separate the signal from the noise.
For sure. And as we continue listening to these voices from Macgregor and his peers, it becomes clear that the debate itself is a necessary part of shaping our collective understanding of the challenges ahead.
Well said. Whether or not we turn these insights into action, it's crucial that we, keep questioning and discussing these global flashpoints.
Exactly. This dialogue is far from over, and every discussion, every challenge to these ideas only makes us more prepared to address real issues as they come. Stay vigilant, stay curious.
Absolutely. Thanks for diving deep into this complex subject with me. It's been an eye-opener, reminding us that even the most provocative assertions can lead to much-needed reflection and debate.
For sure. Until next time, keep questioning the world around you. And remember, sometimes even the scariest scenarios serve as a call to action rather than just a prophecy of doom.
Indeed. See you on the next deep dive, and let's keep this conversation alive.
Exactly. Take care and keep engaging.